On March 6, 2025, about an hour before closing, a man backed a clean white 4Runner into my bay and asked me for something nobody ever asks for. He didn't want a repair. He wanted a second opinion, not on the truck, on the deal. He had a folded sheet of paper in his shirt pocket, the kind dealers hand you across a desk, and he slid it onto my workbench like he was showing me an X-ray. "They are giving me $18,500 for it," he said. "Is that fair?" Today, I'm revealing why that single question, asked an hour too late, costs Toyota owners thousands of dollars they will never get back. And why the people writing those numbers are betting their entire month on you not looking anything up before you sign. I want to be honest with you about where I'm coming from, because it matters for this one. Before I went independent, I spent years on the dealer side. I turned wrenches in the service lane, and I also did trade-in appraisals. I was the guy who walked out to the lot with a clipboard, checked your tires, popped your hood, and walked back inside to say we would see what we could do. So when I tell you how this works, I'm not guessing. I sat in that chair. I know exactly what's written on the paper before it ever reaches you. Here is the uncomfortable truth most people never hear. When you drive a Toyota truck onto a dealer lot to trade it in, you are not bringing them a problem. You are bringing them the single easiest thing they will sell all month, and they know it the second they see the badge. Let me show you the scale of what's actually happening. Toyota has won Kelley Blue Book's Best Resale Value Brand Award for 6 straight years, with its lineup projected to hold roughly 53% of its value after 5 years, far above the industry average. And the trucks are the crown jewels. The Tacoma retains around 80% of its value over 5 years. The Tundra sits near 78%. The 4Runner holds about 75%. In Kelley Blue Book's 2026 Top 10 Vehicles for Resale Value across the entire market, 3 of them were Toyota trucks. CarEdge data shows a Tacoma depreciates only about 22% over 5 years, meaning a truck that's stickered around $44,000 still carries a resale value near $35,000 half a decade later. Now, hold that number in your head, because here's where it gets ugly. The dealer isn't going to offer you what your truck is worth. They're going to offer you what they can get away with, and those are 2 completely different numbers. That 4Runner in my bay, clean title, 1 owner, 61,000 miles, no rust, service records in the glove box. The dealer's offer was $18,500. I pulled up 3 instant cash offers on my phone while he stood there. The lowest was just over $23,000. The highest was $24,600. That's a gap of more than $6,000 on one truck in 15 minutes with nothing but a phone. And the only reason that gap existed is that he walked in without a number of his own. This is the part nobody explains. The trade-in offer is the one number in the entire deal you can verify for free in advance in under 10 minutes. And it's the one number dealers count on you never checking, because a Toyota truck is so easy to resell that every dollar they shave off your trade-in is nearly pure profit. They will recondition it, throw it on their own used lot, and have it gone in days, often at a markup of several thousand over what they paid you. Your truck doesn't sit. Your truck is money in the door. Think about it like selling gold. If you walked into a shop with a gold coin and the buyer knew you had no idea what gold was trading at that day, what do you think he'd offer you? Now imagine he also knew you were emotionally ready to walk out with a shiny new coin and didn't want to slow things down. That's the trade-in counter. You're holding gold and you've been trained to apologize for it. But the lowball is only half the trick. The other half is the paper. Most dealers run your deal on what is called a 4-square worksheet. It is a single sheet divided into 4 boxes: the price of the new vehicle, your trade-in value, your down payment, and your monthly payment. It looks organized. It looks transparent. It is neither. The entire purpose of that sheet is to put 4 moving numbers in front of you at once, so you cannot focus on any single one long enough to question it. Here is how it actually plays out. I watched it happen hundreds of times. They write your new truck's price a few thousand above where it should land. Before you can react, the salesperson pivots and asks, "What kind of monthly payment were you hoping to be around?" Now, your brain leaves the price entirely and locks onto the payment. You say $450. They come back with $480. You push. They say they will go talk to the manager, and they return having won you $460. You feel like you just got a victory. You didn't. While your eyes were on that payment box, 3 things moved that you never saw. Your trade-in got quietly written down. The price stayed inflated. And to make that lower payment actually work, they stretched your loan from 60 months to 72 months, or even 84 months. You won $30 a month and paid for it with thousands of dollars in extra interest and a lower number for your truck. That's not a concession. That's a magic trick, and you were the volunteer who didn't know they were in the act. And here is where this collides with the most dangerous trend in car buying right now. As of the 4th quarter of 2025, nearly 30% of everyone trading in a vehicle owed more on it than the vehicle was worth. The average amount these buyers were underwater hit an all-time record of $7,214. More than 1 in 4 of them owed over $10,000 on a vehicle worth less than that. When you're upside down like that, the dealer doesn't make the problem go away. They roll that old debt straight into your new loan. Edmunds found that buyers who did this in late 2025 were financing more than $11,000 above the typical loan and paying an average of $916 a month, about $144 more than everyone else. Over 40% of them stretched into 84-month loans just to make the payment look survivable. Now connect the dots. If your trade-in is worth more than you think, and on a Toyota truck it almost always is, then knowing your real number is the single most powerful tool you have to climb out of negative equity instead of dragging it forward into the next truck for the next 7 years. That's $6,000 the 4Runner owner almost left on the table. That's the difference between starting his next loan above water or underwater. That's not a small thing. That's the whole game. So let me tell you exactly what to do. Because knowing the trick is useless if you don't know how to shut it down. This is the procedure, in order, the same way I'd tell my own family. First, before you go anywhere, look up your truck's value from at least 3 independent sources. Get the Kelley Blue Book and Edmunds trade-in and private party numbers, and then, this is the important one, get real, binding instant cash offers from the online buyers and the big used car chains. Those are not estimates. Those are actual dollar figures someone will hand you for the truck today, no purchase required. Now you have a floor. No dealer offer below that floor is a fair market offer. It's just a test to see if you did your homework. Second, get your exact loan payoff from your lender, not the dealer's guess. You need to know to the dollar whether you have equity or whether you're underwater, because that single fact changes every decision after it. If you owe $20,000 and 3 different buyers will give you $24,000, you have $4,000 of real equity that belongs to you, not to the dealer. Third, and this is the rule that breaks the whole trick, negotiate the new vehicle as if you have no trade at all. Settle the out. The door price first, the total, not the monthly payment, and keep the trade-in completely out of the conversation until that number is locked. When they ask about your monthly payment, the answer is simple. Let's agree on the price of the truck first, then we'll talk about the rest. The moment you refuse to let them blend the boxes together, the four-square loses all its power. There is nothing left to shuffle. Fourth, treat your trade-in as its own separate sale. Once the new price is settled, then you reveal the truck and you say plainly, "Here is what 3 buyers have already offered me in writing. Beat it, and you have earned the trade. Match it, and we'll talk. Come in under it, and I'll just sell it to them and bring you a check." Suddenly, you are not a confused customer hoping for mercy. You are a seller with competing bids, holding the one vehicle on the lot they actually want. Now, I'll be straight with you the same way I am in every video, because this isn't magic and there are real trade-offs. In a lot of states, trading in at the dealer lowers the sales tax on your new purchase, because you're only taxed on the difference. So if a private buyer offers you $1,000 more than the dealer, but trading in saves you more than $1,000 in tax, the dealer route can actually come out ahead. Run that math for your own state before you decide. The point was never always sell it yourself. The point is that you can't make that comparison at all unless you walk in already knowing your truck's real number. Without it, you're not choosing between options. You're just accepting whatever they decided you'd accept. And understand what you're really up against, because it isn't villainy, it's incentives. The appraiser isn't a bad person. I wasn't a bad person. But every dollar the desk takes off your trade is a dollar of profit the store keeps, and a Toyota truck is the lowest risk resale on the entire lot. The system isn't built to cheat you. It's built to make the most money when you're tired, emotionally committed to the new truck, and focused on a monthly payment instead of the 4 numbers quietly moving behind it. The store wins when you're in a hurry. You win when you slow down. That 4Runner owner didn't sign that day. He took his 3 written offers back to the dealer the next morning. They found another $5,000 in about 20 minutes, money that supposedly didn't exist the night before, that materialized the instant he proved he knew what his truck was worth. Same truck, same dealer, same desk. The only thing that changed was that he stopped guessing and started knowing. That's the whole lesson. Modern car buying doesn't punish people who don't have money. It punishes people who don't have information. Your Toyota truck is one of the most valuable, most wanted, easiest to resell vehicles in America, and the offer you get for it should reflect that, not exploit the fact that you didn't check. So before you authorize anything, before you focus on that monthly payment, before you let 4 numbers blur together on one piece of paper, do this in order. Look up your real value from 3 sources. Get your exact payoff. Negotiate the price alone. Then sell your trade like the asset it is. If this changed the way you will walk into that dealership, hit like so. More Toyota owners see it before they sign. Subscribe if you want weekly breakdowns that put the dealer's playbook in your hands instead of theirs. And if you have ever been lowballed on a trade-in or pulled thousands more out of a deal just by knowing your number, drop it in the comments. Those stories matter because the most expensive mistake in car buying isn't the truck you buy. It's the truck you give away for thousands less than it was worth simply because nobody told you to look it up first. And now you have.